Hello Virgo, and welcome to your monthly forecast. This is for the month of April. I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh, and it's great to see everybody. As you can see here, this reading can be used for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus. And as always, I like to begin with mediumship. Today, as I was tuning into your sign in meditation, one thing kept coming through to me, and that was a sacred symbol, the Eye of Horus. This is not to be confused with the Eye of Ra, which is connected to the sun god. The Eye of Horus is one of healing, protection, restoration. And if we go a little bit into the mythology of it, Horus and his brother Set were battling, and Horus either sacrificed or lost his eye, and then it was restored by either Hathor or Thoth, depending on the myth that you read. Either way, he offers this to his father, Osiris, who is then restored with the healing qualities of it. And of course, he rules the underworld. So this is basically connected to cycles of death and rebirth, the ability for us to heal ourselves. And it represents also an end to conflict because we see those battling brothers here. So I basically, instead of the death card, I'm like, no, this is a little bit more nuanced here. We have the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords, which are connected to death and rebirth, and I'm going to break it down for you here. So first and foremost, the Four of Swords is letting something go, particularly when we're looking at conflict. So maybe there's an estrangement between you and someone that you love. Maybe someone has just moved on and you're dealing with that. We don't always get a choice. Sometimes the person says goodbye. Sometimes they ghost you. Sometimes we lose someone and they go to spirit before we had a chance to say our final words. So this is a chance to make peace with that and to, through prayer and meditation, say what you need to say and then let that go, because we can't control everything in life when it comes to that. The Six of Swords is now setting sail for something new, starting to feel the rebounding energy, just like Osiris did when he consumed the eye and started to feel restored. So letting go of one thing and then embracing this ability to bounce back. That's the sort of flip side of this. Remember, if someone or something is phasing out or leaving your life, typically there's an upgrade on the horizon as well. So this is about embracing that and allowing yourself to really see what else the universe has to offer for you. So healing and awakening are the two big takeaways from this. And then also just creating, finding, or establishing peace between you and someone else. When we look at the pattern of the Eye of Horus and then look at the brain, it's almost like a template for the pineal gland, which is of course connected with intuition in the third eye. So the other thing that's happening right now, not just sort of like waking up to the possibilities, but waking up to your own insight and power and intuition. Trust it this month. If you feel good about something, go for it. If you have questions, voice them. This is a time where your instincts are going to serve you well. You are also capable of manifesting, and you can either manifest positive things or you can call in things that reinforce fears or anxieties. So we really want to be mindful of thinking about change. I'm ready to change this. I'm ready to bring this in. I'm letting go of this pattern. Positive, affirmative, and powerful thoughts. Keep an open mind and an open heart to what's going on. This is about opening up. All of these different symbols of eyes and the pineal and the brain, it's just saying like, open this up so that you can see things for what they truly are. And when you do that, creativity, intuition, and more opportunity comes knocking. All right, let's go ahead now and look at the cards, and I'll pay special attention to things that might be ready to be released and opportunities that are trying to get your attention, because I feel like it's a combination of both. In addition to that, I think we should also be looking for opportunities for healing. And again, it can be anything from health to finance to emotions. Let's just close our eyes for a second. I'd like you to clear your mind of any preconceived expectations, thoughts, or questions. Be open. Remember, this is what we were really focusing on with the pineal gland. So just clear your thoughts, clear the air. Imagine that with this breath that you're taking, if there are any clouded thoughts, they just clear away like a bright sunny day. And now I'm going to start to see what's coming through. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for taking some time with me. I appreciate it. Welcoming in the guides and angels as well to give us what we need. I love that We see a peaceful Ten of Swords here in the deep past, showing that for some of you it is letting go of a painful moment, allowing something better to come through. All right, I'm going to remain quiet now while the rest of these cards are being pulled. Very cool that we got the High Priestess there. All right, let's begin with the Catalyst card here. And for the Catalyst, we've got the Octopus. Catalyst energy helps us stay on the right path, basically remove any sort of barrier or block that might be there. And the octopus is a really interesting symbol because it's highly intelligent. So the first thing here is your ability to think through things. And we actually have King of Wands in the deep past. So this aligns with that. Now, as a warning, the octopus is something that can pull things in. So this is saying avoid being tugged into or pulled into someone's drama or issues or anything that kind of just weighs you down and becomes an anchor of sorts. Lean on your intuition, lean on your abilities and your IQ, because this is one of the smartest animals out there. But avoid those sticky sort of situations that might pop up this month. There are better things that you can focus on, and that's the main message with this. Before we get into the center card, I have to highlight this. I am pretty certain this is Hathor, which I was talking about. She was reversed here, but if we look at her upright, she's a solar deity, so this tracks. And if we look really close, you can see both the eye of Horus and the eye of Ra, because both eyes are outlined. So talk about a synchronicity. I'm using the Tarot de St. Croix. I forgot that this was a part of it, and it's the ultimate card. It was the second one in the channel messages, but it came through here. So like I was saying, trust your intuition. Really make sure that you're following your instincts. And this is a month of awakening. So everything that we're looking at here is going to help you manifest. I mean, many of you are probably tuning in because you want to see a change happen. You might be looking for a job, might be trying to improve a relationship or look for a new relationship or make a change developmentally within yourself. Already we got a hit from Spirit saying it's within reach. There's a little bit of hesitation or doubt, and I'm going to try to help you this month unravel that. Centermost card is the Two of Cups, partnership, but this Two of Cups is reversed. So for some of you, you may be either a little bit disgruntled because you're looking for the right connection and you haven't found it. Actors, this could be you trying to find the right agent or representation. Job seekers, it might be trying to get someone to help you make the connection happen, or even just trying to vibe on an interview. Don't force it. This is what I get with this. You're either going to feel it or you won't. It's like when you're looking for a house or an apartment, it feels right or it doesn't. Or if you're going to try something on, it fits or it doesn't fit. And this card is saying, hold out for that right connection. It is out there. It is within reach. And you don't want to second guess yourself, or also kind of like just, what's the best word here? Settle for less. All right. You don't have to do something alone. This is also about allowing people to come in and give you assistance. Sometimes there's an independent flair that comes through and we just think, you know what, I can do this. I want to do this. If somebody has advice, connections, or time or energy to lend support, and you know they can make it easier, this card is just saying also more can be done as a pair, as a partner, than all on your own. There could also be unexpected love knocking on the door this month. And the timing could be inconvenient, or the type of person may not be normally what you would consider a match. But there is something that I like about this too. I especially love this sort of interconnectedness. If it fits, it fits. Don't second guess things. If it doesn't, you can't force it. So I think that's your main takeaway there. You'll know on a heart and soul level if something's right for you. There is a breakthrough. It's interesting. There's so many synchronicities in this deck. I'm glad I chose it today. When I was talking about closing your eyes and clearing the sky, look at this. We have someone here kind of connecting with this, the storm energy there, striking lightning here. This is a month where insight could be coming through. And, sometimes in the Seven of Cups, you can feel overwhelmed by, well, what about that or this? And we start asking these questions. And this card is saying, just go for the low-hanging fruit, go for the thing that feels best, and know that you've got it. You're very close to having lightning strike in the best sort of way. This is basically saying an aha moment, a light bulb moment, an epiphany, or also just some really good news coming your way. Page of Wands can be a message where you're like, this is it. And it could almost be that exact thought that crosses your mind when you read the email or the text or the help wanted sign, whatever it is. There's something where you're like, that's what I've been looking for. And I feel like many of you are just on the precipice of this. This is also a card of invention. So especially when paired with the deep past. So this is an idea that is definitely got what it takes to go to the next level. You have to be willing to also strike when the moment hits of inspiration. So when the muse comes and visits you, record that idea. I always keep my phone with me, and it's by my bed when I'm sleeping, and I can always just pick it up, do a voice memo, or quickly tap something in, grab my glasses, tap it, go back to sleep. Whenever I get the inspiration, I record it. And I've mentioned this before, you can just do 2 to 3 words, or you can take a piece of paper and scribble something. Just make sure that you're somehow capturing that, because that epiphany could really take off. Let's look at the deep past. What's the karma? What's the flip side of the karma? Let's begin with the Ten of Swords, since that was on top here. The Ten of Swords represents healing, the end of a difficult phase. And in the traditional card, we see a person on the ground with all the swords in their back, but there's always a sun rising, and there's a new day that's dawning. In this one, it's a slightly different interpretation where someone's rising above. You can see the patterns for someone that might be trying to get you to sort of be egged on in an argument, or you might also see the patterns for pain or disappointment, and you're just not going to take the bait. That's part of this. Rising above and seeing through something that isn't worth your time and energy. Some of you also just finally let something go, and it could be painful, it could be difficult, but the worst or the most challenging pieces are in the past. This is in the deep past. Now it's about moving on. And I featured the other swords cards that you saw earlier, the 4 and the 6 of swords, which is really about being, again, able to go into a new direction. So letting go of something painful and seeing its purpose, blessing, or at least its function in redirecting you into a new path. For some of you, knowing what you don't want helps you know what you want. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, because this is a card of knowledge and understanding. So sometimes we have to have that ouch moment, which is the 10 of Swords, to know, you know what, I deserve to be happy. I deserve something better than this. I'm going to move in this direction. And together they make for a really clear, powerful, I would even say incontrovertible. There's no doubt. When you really know what you don't want, it makes it easier to go after what you want. So that's the big takeaway there. Healing is definitely possible. We talked about that with the Eye of Horus earlier. So don't overextend yourself, by the way. When I look at the octopus, it's going in all these different directions. Really just making sure that less is more, and that you allow for that help to come in if it's being offered. Recent past, we have 2 cards here of love, by the way. So it feels to me like there are allies, friends, or support systems that want to enter into your life. This is a really unusual 4 of Wands. We actually see someone approaching synchronicity, or a moment where they're going to meet someone. Here's your traditional card just for comparison. So in the traditional 4 of Wands, people are already there. There is support, there is love, there is recognition. It's a really great card for relationships. What this is saying is you're 1 or 2 steps away from making the connection happen. This connection could be love, it could be business, it could be friendship. But keep doing the work that connects you to your passion or your purpose. And you're going to find yourself exactly where you need to be to meet that partner, that lover, or that friend. So you're on the right path. Literally, we can see that here. We can also see the gravestones representing what has already come to pass. And we're going to let that stay in the past, right? The fact that this Four of Wands is actually riding a horse, to me, also connects it with the Six of Wands, which is success. We see a person riding in on a white horse, really creating this change or movement. So continue to do what's right and create your own parameters and definition for success, because when you start to do something just because it's in alignment, that gets you closer to what we were just talking about with this Four of Wands. All right, let's look at your crowning card. Many of you are in high demand. The Seven of Wands indicates someone who has proven themselves. So I was just talking about the success of the Six of Wands. Now we get the card after it, which is everyone knocking on your door. And you can see them all there saying, I need some of your time. I need some of your energy. Can you work late tonight? Do you want to meet for dinner? Whatever. There's a bunch of different invitations and obligations. Now, typically the Seven of Wands shows a person pushing it back a little bit. So don't be afraid to be that person that says, I can't do that this week, I can do it next, or I don't have time for this, you should talk to this person. Delegate, connect, say no, be the boss that you know that you are, because by the way, we didn't talk enough about this. The King of Wands is one of the ultimate boss cards. So when he sees all of this, he's going to say exactly what he needs to say to create order and organization. And you are great at that, Virgo. You know how to organize. You know how to inspire people too. So put on your best boss hat this month and really figure out what works for you and avoid this. This is doing too much. This is what you can, it's in the past, so you're not going to repeat the cycle. But when someone wants you to do a million different things, you're going to say no. You're going to focus on what makes sense. You're going to be the voice of reason. Even if that means that you might have to walk in a different direction, it's not worth going down that path again. There's more than one opportunity knocking. Look at this intersection here. So this is the path we're avoiding, and there's a couple of other paths here that are a little bit more inviting. Focus on those instead, okay? Other things with the Seven of Wands, it's saying if you're starting something new, I talked a little bit maybe about changing your exercise or diet routine. Don't change it overnight. Slow and steady. Especially when we're looking at exercise, Seven of Wands can be a pulled or torn muscle. We don't want that. Take it easy. Listen to your body. Don't push too far, too fast. Four of Cups. Whenever this comes through, there's a hidden blessing. It's a little easier to see if we look at the traditional illustration here. So we see someone that looks a little bit over it, right? And if we take off the Three Cups beneath, it's basically a Rider-Waite-Smith Ace card. But what's happening, this can be gossip or feedback from others. This can be also comparing yourself to what's expected or what's out there and missing the one unique thing that's just under your nose here. And we can see this here, that you're probably not meant to be exactly like everyone or everything around you. Lean into the thing that makes you special, the thing that is kind of setting you apart, and that's also going to get you recognized too in the long run. So this is about paying attention to subtle cues, embracing them, and being unique. And really not worrying about what your friend, what your sister, what your mother, whoever around you is kind of making the noise, what they're thinking or wanting. What do you want? And also just take an extra moment wherever you're at and think, have I missed something? Is there something else that I could be embracing or learning? Because usually there is with this. There's a reason, there's a rhyme and a reason for everything, and there's an upgrade just around the corner. Let's see how you're showing up here. We have the Six of Wands. Because it's a different illustration, I didn't notice it initially. Just to kind of compare, because I mentioned this earlier, here's your traditional Six of Wands, and we can see that person riding in on the horse. And like I said, you're riding towards your opportunity, that sort of intersection of preparedness and synchronicity and basically you aligning with your higher path. So success this month is not defined by what is expected. It's defined by what is right. You may also find that you are the light or the voice of reason. We see this person lighting everyone else's candles. And so this is a chance for you to lead the way, sharing the energy of what the hermit would have, typically that lantern. So I definitely get that there's something unexpected or cutting edge or bold about whatever it is that you're going to do. Not everyone's going to get it, but it's exactly where you should be. And again, just redefining the version of success that makes sense for you. It's not just what mom or dad or society wants. It's what you need to feel fulfilled. Okay? Also, for those of you that have achieved any level of success in your life, it's not repeating the same thing. So every single chapter is going to be a little different. So when you think of an artist or a musician or chef or anybody that creates something, when they do their follow-up or the next thing, it's different, and that's good. Different is good. That's one of the messages here. There are different types of success. You don't have to keep repeating the same old, same old. Environmentally, we have making and breaking of cycles, possibly someone coming back in from the past, 8 of Cups. This is also saying many of you are way overdue for a trip, a vacation, or just some time to yourself. In the upright position, we can see this beautiful flowing energy. Some of you may feel like you need to push through something and go upstream a little bit, but remember that this month I think it's really important to feel reciprocity, give and take. It shouldn't be so hard. I think one of the cyclical things from the past is it's okay for things to be easier, and this is letting go of needing to work too hard or feel like you have to go through all of that in order to prove that you're strong enough. It's not necessary this time. This card can also represent a second chance. So if there's something that you never got a chance to do before, second or third or fourth time around is a charm because you've gained experience, you've got the boss card, and we also saw not just that, but something that you failed at or didn't succeed at before, you've mastered the challenge, the test, the hurdle, and you're going to be able to do it and prove to yourself more than anyone else that you are ready, you are worthy, and this is basically setting into motion something new. If you have a major decision to make, buying or selling a house, moving across country, a change in job that could require any number of those things, sleep on it. Don't say yes immediately. Take a night, take 24 hours at the very least, and just allow yourself to feel it out, mind, body, and spirit. Imagine yourself if you said yes, imagine yourself if you said no, and feel out which feels best for you. Then move forward. As we take a look at hopes, fears, and opportunities, we have one of the best money cards I could pull here, the 9 of Pentacles. This is more than enough. You can see that illustrated here by this, gigantic bouquet of flowers in front of her. This is a period where if you really take your time, the little snail is missing, but the message is still there. If you take your time, put in good quality energy in anything, you'll see a return on that. And I think that's the key thing here is slow, steady, consistent work pays off. And this is a chance where you're really poised for success. Yes, you can do it on your own. You don't have to, but you can. There is a lot of independence here, and there's a lot of independence here. However, kind of like keeping that in check this month is friendship and love. And so remember to make time for that too. And to allow some of that to get you to the next level. You're just one step away from the 10 of Pentacles. And a little bit of help could get you there. All right. Now we have the High Priestess aligned with what I was talking about at the very beginning here, which is to listen to your instincts. And also really focus on allowing for this to be a reset, a new chapter. Whatever wasn't working before can work now because you see it clearer. You have all 3 eyes open, these 2 and your 3rd eye, right? And you're really focusing on the possibilities, bringing that in and seeing sometimes beyond what's in black and white. That's what a visionary does, right? It may not be here, but you're like, this is what I want this to look like, sound like, feel like. When you're looking at manifesting a house, a job, a partner, or a new version of yourself, go into that space of having fun and believing. Make believe. Isn't it interesting? Like we know the power of that as a child, but as an adult, we forget. Making what you believe happen. Make believe. All right. So I want you to have a little bit of that energy this month and make something that you believe or desire come into fruition. Let's go ahead now and expand this into health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to take a look at your health card first. We have a balance energy coming forth, and it is in the reverse state. So let's break it down and talk about this. So again, as we're looking at the energy of health, this is saying it's okay to say no. And it says, thank you, angels, for bringing my life into balance. First things first, you have to see what's out of balance. Look at all of the, the energy around the eyes in this particular reading. See things for what they truly are. See someone as either an agent of assistance and change, or perhaps someone that provokes or irritates. And if they're causing that imbalance, it's time to release them. Same thing for environments and opportunities or workspaces. If there's something and it just continually brings you out of balance, time to say no. That's the number one thing. Find the imbalance and rectify that first and foremost so that you can put your feet on solid ground and really embrace the Nine of Pentacles energy that wanted to come through. Let's look at each of these cards as potential health indicators. Again, understanding that I'm reading cards, and if there's anything going on, you'll work with your health professional. The first and the most clear message here comes in the form of the Ten of Swords, and this can be chronic pain or fatigue. It can be in the body, but it can also be something in your life that irritates you, or someone in your life. Wherever that source of irritation or pain is, that's one of the places where you're going to balance things out and work on that. It is something that's come up before since it's in the deep past. This month, you're going to get a little bit better at managing it or observing it. Look at the other eye here. They're all over this deck. And really make sure that it doesn't pass beyond your attention. Again, dealing with it sooner rather than later. The balance issue for some of you could also be your work and your personal life, or your friends and your family, since they're all showing up here, and setting this into order or organization is going to be important as well. Some of you may have actually gone a little bit too far in the exercise, and this is just saying pull it back. Don't stress or strain yourself. Now, the Eight of Cups in reverse again is saying that if you give yourself time to get out of whatever the stress is, you're going to be able to think more clearly. So again, taking a day, taking a moment, meditating, whatever you can do to get some space from the current situation, a retreat, a seminar, just an afternoon, anything, that'll be really beneficial for you. Gardening, getting outside, getting your hands in the dirt and kind of building something, that can actually be really therapeutic for some of you. Even cleaning. I know some of you like cleaning the house. Whatever it is that makes you feel like I'm making a difference, hands-on, could also be quite helpful. And of course, we have meditation here and tapping into intuitive and psychic sort of like energies as well. So if you want to do intuitive development right now, great thing. This can also be yoga and any sort of martial arts or anything that connects the mind, the body, and the breath. Absolutely high priestess energy there. And finally, with the octopus, again, being pulled in too many directions at once, say no. Work smarter, not harder. This is going to help us both in work, but also in personal life as well. Okay? That's everything for health. It's actually pretty manageable. You'll know what needs to be balanced best. Seek assistance if you need it, but that's the main message there. Let's move on to wealth. This is so interesting because I actually think you're doing okay here, and there could be someone around you that is having difficulty in processing this, which was your success, the Six of Wands. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This is good to help you if you're feeling that sense of jealousy, which is also, by the way, connected to the Four of Cups. So if you're feeling jealousy, it's just reminding yourself, you don't know the full narrative. You don't know how hard someone worked or what they might be balancing to make that success happen. And if someone else is jealous of you, know this. It is a very twisted form of admiration. They see something that they want or admire in you, but instead of maybe seeing that as inspiration, they just want it or they resent it. And that's on them, not on you. So don't feel bad if someone's jealous. Know that, or envious, it's just a different expression of love, but a very low frequency one. Try to let go of your own feelings of envy. Get inspired instead. And that's even how I would have a conversation with someone else if they're envious. Just say, I worked really hard. If I can do it, you can do it. But better yet, this is where I think for some of you, it is about moving in a different direction. So if somebody argues or pokes the bear a little bit, you're just going to not take the bait and just move in a different direction. Because if someone can't be happy for you when you're at your best, that means that, they're actually hanging out with you maybe because when you're not at your best, it makes them feel better. And that's a weird dynamic. So people should be happy for you no matter what, whether you're doing great or you're working to do great. It shouldn't matter. And so this is kind of a wake-up call in seeing people's true motives. I guess that's what I'm getting at with that. Let's get out of that energy now and focus just on what's coming through for wealth. It's a pretty good month, folks, especially there's a hidden opportunity and you can manifest something, and I see abundance. But I'm going to break it down into 3 categories so I can really get fine-tuned. We're going to start off with those that have a job, those that are job seeking, and then I'll look at students and retirees last. All right, if you have a job right now, people want to partner with you. You might actually have been assigned to possibly even lead a group or fix a problem. You're going to be fine in this. Success is imminent, but you've got your hands full for those of you in a leadership position. And you have to believe in yourself. And if people have negativity or low morale, you have to show them that there's a different way. Of course, you're empathetic and you're listening, but you also have to remind them that that was the past, this is the future, and really line up with, help them see a path out of that, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, for those of you that are just working but not in a leadership position, this is a really good time for networking. You could actually, in a partnership, create something amazing. So leverage team energy this month. It's really, really good. And it will help some of you that have too many things on your plate. Share the duties, work with others, share also the success with everybody. It's a group effort. What are some of the challenges this month? Some of you are already burned out. You're like, Nicholas, I've been working 2 jobs or 60-hour, 70-hour work weeks. I'm exhausted. And I hear that. And I think that you have to basically put that line in the sand. I've talked before about this, but I'll briefly touch on it here. I had a really great friend, and this was at the beginning of my career, early aughts when I was working in a job. And she just said, we need to hire someone else. And I need you to help me with this because you keep coming in early and staying late. So we need to be able to miss some deadlines. And I have your back. You won't. I had to trust her. And I did. But she said, I will keep track of everything and I can get us help. And she did. And then I was able to do better stuff. And we were able to get stuff done on time, and I didn't have to stay late all the time. So sometimes you just have to trust that there's a better way to get something done and have some assistance in creating balance. So if you are constantly overdoing it, you're never going to accomplish that. And so I had to learn to say no. She had to help me say no. Then she took that to the boss and said, we can't make deadlines, and it has nothing to do with him. He's working way too many hours. Let's bring someone else in so that we can grow as a division. And we did. So if you can't create the balance on your own, lean on someone that can. That's what I did. And then I just kept doing my job. So there you go. That was a little personal aside there. Balance is important, though. I couldn't have kept doing that. She knew that I was probably going to get sick or burned out and leave. And she didn't want that to happen. And that was smart. You can actually vie for some more money or for some personal growth here with the 9 of Pentacles. I don't see what the past is for some of you, but I can definitely see that you're on the heels of success and hard work. It's been consistent for many of you, and you can manifest a new opportunity. So that's good. There's too much for some of you coming through, so push back if that's it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. It actually feels like a fairly successful month. A lot going on. Don't get pulled into other people's drama. I'm going to say that one more time. One last thing for currently employed people, if something is wrong, balance or justice reverse would be something that is not legal or is just wrong, legally or morally. Say no, hold your ground. Don't get caught up in that either, okay? Now, for those that are looking for work, let's see what's coming through. Competition, This is, as you can tell, it's a crowd. So you want to be this one cup that looks different. I want you to do something that helps you stand out. That's going to be key. I think it's also worth checking back with a place. The Eight of Cups is circling around one more time. You don't probably want to do it past 2 to 3 check-ins. Then it's better just go in a different direction, but definitely do 1 or 2 follow-ups and get out in any sort of networking or public energy, because this is you showing up in a good way. So again, this is like a professional group, a networking event, a company party, anything where someone invites you to this, obviously. This is a chance for you to make that connection or make that spark happen. So definitely go to like an open house, a hiring event, that kind of stuff. That's what's coming through with this. 1 or 2 rejections, or even more than that, it does not mean that that's a constant trend. This is in the past. For those of you that are creatives, you know that this happens a lot more. So if you're an actor, if you're a writer, if you're an artist, you're going to go through a lot of rejections because it's a competitive field. Again, finding a vision or a voice that really sets you apart from the crowd is key. They're looking for something magical or different. So be different. Don't try to fit the mold of success. And when I think of like some singers, for instance, like back when I was going in college and everything, like I remember Bjork came out and she was just really different. And that's what kind of, and Alanis Morissette, and there were people that just totally came out of left field. Tori Amos, they didn't sound like anyone else. And that's why, they just sort of made a splash. More recently, like Billie Eilish, when she first hit the scene, same sort of energy, because it wasn't what everyone else was doing or what everyone expected. So be singular, be unique, I don't know, I love music. That's why that kind of came to mind. But rather than being in the cookie cutter mold of everything else, try to have that energy as well. Uniqueness. Okay, I do think it's a good month to get hired and to find a job and to negotiate well, because the 9 of Pentacles is here. It could be slow, but it's worth the wait. And if you don't see it, make it. As an entrepreneur, hello, I made my own sort of path, and it took a long time. I've been doing this for like 9.5 years. So there's no such thing as overnight success. There's hard work and never missing, a week, a day, a month, and always coming through. So just work hard at it. And you can create something new if you want to. Okay. So entrepreneurial energy, standing out from the crowd, not trying to just do what's successful, but being successful because it's authentic, and knowing that this time around, you're not going to necessarily experience the rejection or the setback. It's going to be different. Manifesting that, saying, I'm ready for a change, and going to the place or the job or the school or the whatever that's going to align you with that, and knowing that love and partnership and recognition will soon follow suit. Okay, so can you find work? Yes. Networking is key, and then authenticity is key. For those of you that are retired, what I get right now is, for many of you, just enjoying a moment. Like, look at what you've built, look at what you've done, and really lean into a creative venture. It does not have to make money. It does not have to do anything other than open up your consciousness or your mind, or help you learn or experience something new. This is also a period where you're going to focus on healing yourself, healing others, focusing on the inner journey. You don't have to hop on a plane, a train, or anything else to travel. The whole thing that came through this month was the subconscious or the unconscious, and some of you are going into that sort of energy as well. I do think that there is an increased focus on relationships this month. We'll be looking at love in a second. So for some of you, this is more friendships. This could also be love. And for some of you, a creative partnership could be brewing as well. Okay? If you're a student, you're actually in a good path. Remember, I said this is an indication. Just take the path that feels right for you, but it looks like you're on the right path. For many of you, it looks like one of the things that you want to do is impact people, touch people with whatever it is that you're working on or doing. I definitely see the competitive vibe here. Remember here to take time to enjoy. I just recently read for another sign where the inner child came through, and it was like, how did time get away? So if you are a student, and especially if you're a traditional student and it's like the beginning of your journey, just have some fun in the throes of all of this learning, because there are not many periods of time where you can do this much just for personal growth. So don't rush. Take your time, drink it in. I think the one thing here, if you're worried about, are you going to be okay? You'll be okay. We've got the Six of Wands here. I see and feel the pressure here. Take some time and figure out. Remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. I think this is more of a mental recalibration moment because it feels like you're already aligned for success. And if you did have any setbacks in the past, you tried to go for like an LSAT or one of those tests and it didn't work out, try again. It's different this time, okay? I know it's not fun when you don't get your first choice school or you didn't get the test score that you wanted. Take the test again or transfer. There's something this second time around that's going to make it all the more sweeter, okay? Now let's move on to love. And in love, Ganesha came through. I actually meant to use this originally for the catalyst, but he was meant to be here instead. We have splendor and we have this beautiful butterfly energy. Things are going to work out. There's going to be, things are finding their way towards happiness or healing or a positive resolution. So I quite like this message, this card, and this energy. Let's go ahead now and break things down into 3 categories. For those in a relationship, looking for love, or happily single. If you're already in a relationship, I like to start off assuming everything's good, especially with a card that says splendor. So if everything's good, here's what I see. Some of you are on the heels of a physical, mental, or emotional recovery. Something was difficult, but look what happened. You really took the bull by the horn and fixed this. So I'd like to just say good for you. Or your partner fixed this. And what you're really doing now is working hard to focus on the sanctity and the sort of like the joy and the underpinnings of the relationship here. And you can't get much better than the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. I feel very hopeful and very optimistic with these energies because this is love and this is partnership and fidelity. And this is saying that many of you are in a place where you've got a rock as a partner, someone that you can truly trust and lean on. There might be a difference in age, experience, or approach, but overall, very nicely paired energy. Definitely someone that's more of a doer and someone that likes to sit back and watch things from afar, but overall, a lot to love, a lot to like. I actually feel like the relationship's on a successful sort of uptick right now. There might have been something difficult in the past. You might have even reconciled. There could have been a near breakup or something really painful that the two of you dealt with, but it's in the deep past and it feels very managed here. I see consistency. I see payoffs on that hard work, or a payoff on the hard work. And I think that the main thing here is just to look at the two of you. Don't focus on what everyone else is thinking. Focus on the two of you, and you'll see that you have more than many and more than enough. Okay? For those that are feeling challenged right now, it could be because of communication. We don't have a lot of swords cards, but the one that I do have here in the deep past isn't ideal. So it looks like there's more demonstrative energy from one or both of you. So finding the right words might be hard. You definitely show up and show the energy in the right ways, but maybe there could be an opportunity to get some counseling for different ways to communicate. That's coming through for some of you. I will say overall, I feel pretty optimistic about relationships. It feels like the only challenge here is there's a lot. I feel both of you are busy. These are social cards. And so there might just be a lot going on in one or both of your lives right now. So kind of like slowing down a bit is going to be very important, and just celebrating what you've accomplished together. I don't really see that many red flags right now. It's in the past, and it's possibly just communication or one partner feeling like they're not meeting up to the expectations of the other, because one could be very successful, one has had some challenges, and it's just remembering it's not a comparison. We already worked through the envy thing. It doesn't matter. You're both in this to win it, and you're both successful at doing this relationship thing. The other stuff, you're going to be there to support each other through thick and thin, better or for worse. It's part of the vows, right? So anyway, that's that. I feel like overall it's pretty good. Don't get pressured into doing something that you don't want. Don't try to pressure them. This is a bossy card, so the main thing here with a relationship is you don't want to fall into the trap of being a manager or a parent. Just be the partner and keep the door open in case they have any needs or things of that nature, and you can be there for them, but let them kind of like say that they're ready for that when they're ready for that. Overall, I like it, and there's room for more healing and more growth if you're both ready. If you're looking for love this month, can you find it? It might be right under your nose. There might be someone just in the periphery. They've been waiting for a while. 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and they're waiting for you to be ready and for you to notice them. So if you're looking for love, it's within reach. And the question here is it mutual? Because 2 of Cups in reverse can be a spark that isn't felt on both sides. If it isn't, say no. There might be a chance for a friendship there, but maybe you're not feeling the love spark. Just make sure that they want the friendship too, because with such strong love energy here, I'm not necessarily getting that. For new love coming in, public gathering. 6 of Wands is getting out in public and getting out of sort of all of the work energy or sort of like, getting out. That's the main thing. Taking a trip could be really advantageous in meeting somebody. And I do get nicely matched energy with King of Wands and Page of Wands. A younger energy might be coming through for some of you, or a younger thinking, or somewhat more, there's something playful about this person as well. So if you're open to that, great. If not, that's what I see. You can also just focus on getting everything lined up in your life and really starting to manifest partnerships. If you're single and happy, good for you. This is a period during which you can make a lot of sort of strides when it comes to making money. You can also really start to create some important relationships with friends, family, and colleagues in your life. And it's just such a creative month overall. High Priestess energy is saying, the sky's the limit. Just don't limit yourself with thoughts like it can't happen, or I don't deserve this, or, et cetera, et cetera. Always go for the expansive view. And that's where the power is. Let's look at destiny. We have the Elephant card in reverse. So the elephant also highly intelligent, just like the octopus. With the elephant in reverse, though, it's trying to ignore something. When I think of the elephant in the room, they're big, they're they're noticeable, and if people try to ignore something that is obvious, then it makes it difficult to carry on. So for those of you in a job where, again, there's something clearly that needs to be dealt with, but they ignore the elephant in the room, they're ignoring the obvious, this is something that gets frustrating. In a relationship, if both of you see and feel something but don't say it, this is where the opportunity is. And this is probably what the whole balance card is about. One or both of you know what needs to be fixed, and this is the time to really say, let's go for it. I'm also looking at this as a chance for you to make a splash here. We're looking at the elephant kind of washing itself here. So if there's something that needs to be, it's not just about being seen and heard, it's also you saying, I'm okay with being, the word just left my conspicuous. This is a time to kind of enter into star energy, which is very conspicuous. So being unique, being bold, not fitting that cookie cutter thing, and again, making a splash and being conspicuous, be the star. Let's go ahead now and look at sun, rising, and moon sign messages, which will hopefully help you enter into that star-like energy, right? Okay, let me shuffle the cards and see what's coming through. Sun, rising, moon. Wow, major cards coming through here. Okay, so Virgo sun, we have a good money card here. So you, your partner, or just your sort of connection to wealth in general, there's some good things happening with money. This is also for some of you the sale or the purchase of a house or a major sort of like high ticket item. This is also just finally feeling your worth. I'm worth this. This is going to help you across the board in manifesting King of Pentacles opportunities. And we see the partnership there, the two of you, because we had the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. Partnerships are where it's at, folks. So find, whether it's a professional alliance, a friendship, or a love interest, I feels like this month, if you invest in that partnership, great things come out of that as well. So growth in money, positive partnership growth, and positive feelings around net and self-worth. That's your King of Pentacles. Take a moment as well to do something nice for your home. Buy a flower, clean a room. Maybe you're going to get a new piece of furniture or something, decorate. Make it feel at home, because King of Pentacles likes a really nice place. You can see it. This is a card of abundance, luxury, and comfort. So do something that brings the sense of comfort to your life as well. Moving on to rising. There's love coming through. I can't avoid the partnership. With the lovers, now it's very clear. Folks, let's just take a moment to celebrate these. You have the Four of Wands. This can represent marriage or a best friend. The Two of Cups. This can represent love and passion. And this is a chance for you to really key into that. It does not mean that you have to put it all in romantic relationships. This is magnetic. If you're a business person, or if you're looking for a job or something like that, the Lovers card is a really big magnet, and it pulls opportunities and people and alliances towards you. So just lean into that and think, I am worthy, I am magnetic, I am ready. All of those mantras will help you connect with this. It's also a great card for love. So if you're ready to be loved, think to yourself, I'm lovable, I'm worthy, and I'm ready right here and right now for love, abundance, and opportunity in the highest forms to come through. Okay? There you go. Now let's look at Moon. Moon, you have one of the coolest cards here so far. We have the skeleton with the skeleton key on the Death card. So he's moving towards the light. That key can open any opportunity. So if something in the past somehow obscured or couldn't quite, connect with you, it's no longer going to be out of reach. You now have the key to make it happen. So lean on your own problem-solving abilities. Know that the only way out is through, so you might have to let go of something and step into something new. But that skeleton is saying you have the key. He's a happy skeleton. Death is not always a bad thing. Change or transformation, just like going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, it can be something beautiful. So lean into the change, folks, especially if you're Virgo Moon. All right, now is your chance to ask one more question. I'm sure you have at least one personal question that I haven't yet dealt with. This is your chance to ask it. Let's give the cards a shuffle, and let's see what Spirit has to say. Two of Wands. If you can see it, you can do it. This card and this card, these are like sister cards. You have to be able to, you don't have to, let's put it this way. The clearer you are, the sooner the universe can meet you on your manifestation. So this is you saying, I'm here, this is here, let's make this happen. And then the High Priestess is like, all right, now that you know, we can do this together, we can co-create. Take some time, slow down, map out the next step of the journey. For those of you that are going and going and going constantly, you would benefit from the Eight of Cups moment, which is a break, a sabbatical, just a 5-minute break at the very least. And think to yourself, did I do everything I set out to do? Did I forget anything? It's kind of like when you leave the house, you check for your keys, you check for your wallet, you check for your glasses, whatever it is that you need to bring. I want you to go a little deeper on this though and say, what am I trying to do? For those of you that watch my podcast, I threw a tough question to my guests and I said, what's your legacy? What's this all about? Occasionally we should be asking ourselves the same thing. What am I doing this for? Is it bringing joy? Is it bringing personal development? Is it giving me the foundation, even the financial foundation that I need and deserve? If it isn't doing one or more of those things, what can I do that will provide more? And when you know, you know. And when you know, you can recognize the patterns and the opportunities and the synchronicities that you have been calling in when they arrive. And then when you're there, you're going to meet that other person or that other opportunity that we saw in this Four of Wands. Okay? So I feel like this is just really getting intentional. And that intention is everything. And that's this reading for this month, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, do me a favor. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Share this with someone else as well that you think might enjoy it. All of these things help me see that you enjoy this and also help the health of this channel. You can also follow me on social media. It's always my full name on all major platforms. Remember, by the way, that I do not give any private readings. And if you ever have any doubts or questions about which places to follow me, just go to my website. All the information is there. For those that would like to give back with a super sticker, super chat, or membership, you can do it right here on YouTube. And I'd like to say thanks in advance. And that, my friends, is everything for today. Thank you so much for being the best part of what I do here on YouTube. I couldn't be here without your love and support. From my heart to yours, I'm wishing you all the best. Have a great month ahead, and I'll see you soon.